have Colin Porter. He's going to come on in just a little bit. He's manager of the Incubator and Resource Center at the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, the JBDC. He's going to be talking to us how the JBDC is urging production planning and productivity amid the productivity talks. Because people like to talk, But the JBDC helps you to cross the gap between walking and talking. Colin, morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
You good, bro?
I am good, giving thanks. We're here moving along.
Yeah. So the JBDC is urging production planning. Right. Very important because ideas are great, but you need to be able to put ideas to fruition with
Definitely
serious groundwork. Talk to us and talk us through it.
Yes. So production planning is one of those things which has a direct impact on productivity, right? And productivity is for you pretty much you maximize your input for output. And production planning, as the name implies, is about how you organize your production, right? It is about optimizing or making the best of your resources to deliver to your customers in a timely manner. So we're talking about understanding what it is that your customer wants. So there is a demand side. So you need to understand what it is that people want of you. Then how do you organize yourself to deliver that in time with the various inputs? So how you manage raw materials, how you manage your production capacity, which includes your machinery and your labor, how you plan that, so how long it will take to convert your raw materials into your finished product and be able to deliver on time. Now, production planning is important even when it comes to controlling your cost of your product, right? Because if you already have an idea of what your inputs are and how long it's going to take you to produce, then you can calculate your cost. However, if you vary away from a production plan or the time it takes to convert, it oftentimes have an impact upon the cost of production that we don't pay attention to. So let me give you a practical example. You are making some juices, right? And you know that every month your customers will order 200 bottles of juice. So you go and you buy enough ingredients to produce that 200 bottles of juice for the month. And it should take you a week or 3 days, whatever period, for you to prepare the fruit, convert it to juice, package it, put it in labels, do everything with the equipment you have and the staff you have to deliver it. However, and you know that should take you 3 days. However, if your plan isn't efficient, and in the middle of doing that, you get an order for something else, and you have to stop, or you get a backlog of orders coming together. It means sometimes you have to go work overtime, you have to go call in people who you never planned to call in to deliver, and so on, and you have to pay out more for that.
Right.
And sometimes that can impact the final cost of your product. So it really is a way for you to prevent situations which are uncontrollable, right? It is a way for you to ensure you run smoothly and you can demand on time. It protects your reputation and that type of thing. So production planning is very important. A lot of small producers, when they hear this fairly big, what the concept, big terminology, production planning, I'm too small to worry about that. But that's not the case. You really have to do, and production planning doesn't have to be a very complicated situation. The key things is knowing what your demand is, what people are going to ask from you, and when you're going to deliver, and then you plan in between. Your labor, how much people are going to need. Can my machine produce it? Does it have the capacity to do that? And to make also realistic I don't want to use the word promises, but commitment, right? So know that your capacity is little bit, and somebody order 1,000 bottle of juice and say, yeah, man, we can deliver.
Yeah.
You come under pressure and you can't deliver. When you do production planning on a regular basis, you're able to say, no, I can't deliver the 1,000, however, I can break it up into smaller batches and give you 200 at a time.
Yes. Yes. It's that, and in any event, sometimes you only get one single opportunity. You messed up one time, and once bitten, 9 times shy. You never get the opportunity to, even when you have fixed it.
Right, exactly. So it's important. So that forecasting side or that demand side is important.
Yes.
People need to understand the market. So even though we're talking about production here, there are other aspects of the business you need to be paying attention to. If you're talking about growth,
yes,
how can I move from 200 to 1,000?
Hey, Colin.
Output? Yeah.
I don't know if there's a strange phenomenon about Jamaicans, right? Because we have a high, compared to many developing countries, we have high literacy rates, right?
Yes.
But we also have a pocket of people who are illiterate or functionally illiterate.
Right.
What's interesting is that among those persons who are illiterate, is a few of them are truly enumerate. They'll recognize the numerals and be able to do basic calculations, and some of them you can't fool them with money, etc.
Exactly.
Right. Now, but I find though that when people are doing business, sometimes that they don't quite understand the numbers and quantities and proportions. Right. So it is something that I sometimes have great difficulty with. I don't know if it has to do with the overall difficulty that people might have with mathematics outside of the innumeracy that we may or may not have.
That's fair.
Yeah, man. So, and I find that it's not even with people who are not illiterate either, So I'm talking about. Well, let me give an example now. I have friends who are, who have degrees, master's degrees, from the universities, not just UWI, right?
Exactly.
UWI, UTech, etc. And I sometimes have to slow down and say, hold on, that number that can't work, That those numbers don't work. Or something simple like that thing can't fit right there. So. Exactly. So there might be something deeper in our culture that militates against us doing the production thing the right way. And because sometimes we're so bright and we think we know everything because we know everything about the business that we're doing, we miss the knowledge that is required to carry out production, because production is a precise science.
It is a precise science,
yes.
But to me, Orville, it is also logical. At the end of the day, it's not so much about the numbers, but it's about the application of logic. And, science is about logic, right? It's precise and it follows rules. If we step back sometime and just look at rules, because we do production planning in our day-to-day life and we don't realize it. You or someone having a family and have to feed the family at evening time with meals. When you go to the supermarket, when we purchase all our food items and what have you, we know how long it's going to last. And we think out ahead of time, and that is our forecasting. Okay, when I go to the supermarket, I don't have to buy 2 of this, 3 of this, because it's going to last me this period of time.
Okay.
And I go home and I cook my dinner and I have enough dinner to feed the family.
Right.
Enough to last for a period of time until I can go back to the supermarket another time.
Yes.
In that equation, though, is a matter of resources and stuff. Because some people will tell you, I don't have the luxury to go to the supermarket and buy 1 month's worth of groceries one time. So every 3 days I have to go shop to buy the one thing. So you adjust your production planning into quote unquote just in time now. So when you're hungry, you go buy 2 tins of mackerel, and that lasts you for 1 dinner or 2 dinner.
Yes.
And you go back. So it's just logic, and if we break it down, that is what production planning really comes down to. Right? And not going by too much, so I have too much inventory on hand that the food will spoil. So I cut back.
Right. And it is it is that understanding of all of the variables together. Right?
Exactly.
So, yes, you may be in a conversation with your business partner, and the business partner say, "Hey, say things upon sale, these input, so we can get them here for $40 when normally is $55 or $60 for them." And then you go buy a whole heap of them. But the point is, the amount, you first of all don't have that amount of money to buy that, so you spend your money and buy it anyway, right? And you have this large amount of stock, but guess what? It's going to last you, right, beyond what you really need, and you're not going to be able to make back the money from that in the short term to finance the other aspects. So you have a surplus, and then worst of all, this thing that you buy as an input is perishable. So you stay by, so you buy these whole of tomatoes because them tomato is it's cheap now, right? And it's all good. But one, you didn't need to buy that many tomatoes, right? And you use up the money that you would have buy the pepper, right? And then ultimately you find out that the tomato spoil on you anyway.
Exactly.
Right.
And which is why production planning is a dynamic
yes,
exercise, because you can think, let me balance it. Okay, I'll never get the opportunity to buy tomatoes at this cheap price for a long time. So I can buy them, but instead of just putting them down one side and them spoil on me in a couple of days, I can convert them to a puree or a concentrate and extend the life a little bit. However, that has to be done in the context that, listen, I go and get some extra market to sell my tomato-based product quickly so I can recover my thing. Because inventory, generally speaking, in production is a bad thing. Right? It may sound strange. Yes, you want to have raw materials available when you're ready to use it, but if it goes sit down, you're tying up money, you're tying up space,
yes,
and you're not able to convert it.
Yes.
So you have to strategize and look at the entire equation, the big picture. If I get advantage of all this raw material, how quickly can I convert it, or how can I prolong the life of it so that I don't lose value, I don't lose any kind of money from waste that would result of it.
All right. And long and short head, Colin, because the clock now start talking to us. No matter how you're bright, no matter how great your ideas are, unless you have the expertise with you, you may very well run the risk of failing.
Correct.
So, especially like now that people are trying to recover from the hurricane, right? Or the markets might have been knocked, etc. Now is a very good time to contact the JBDC because you have the body of knowledge to guide us. Am I right or am I right? Tell us how to find you.
Yes.
In a nutshell.
That's correct. In a nutshell. You can find us online, www.jbdc.net. Our main offices are 14 Camp Road in Kingston, 76 Marcus Garvey Drive, also in Kingston. We have satellite offices in several parishes. If you visit our website, jbdc.net, you'll get a list of where we're located throughout the island, from east to west, north and south. And you can call the switchboard at 928-5161, and from there they'll direct you to where you can get some assistance. But jbdc.net is the easiest way to find us. Search JBDC Jamaica on social media, you'll find us as well.
Bless up, Colin Porter. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for what the JBDC has been doing for the Jamaican people. Bless you. We just did Grow Your Business. It's a feature sponsored and presented in collaboration with the Jamaica Business Development Center. We just had Colin Porter.